All right, I just want to take us through trading routine process. What are trading routine? What to do before, during, and after your trading activities. Now you are waking up. It depends on what time frame you trade. If you trade in Asia session or New York session or London session. Let us assume that sometime you wake up in the morning, depending on what your time frame. Let me use a case study of Africa, Nigeria, West Africa. Now West African time, Asia session open. If you look at it, Asia session, West African time, Asia session open at 11. Let's combine it. It combines Asia session combined with Japan and together. So which means Asia session start by 11 p.m. Nigeria local time. And that is West African time. And then why the Tokyo, Japan open by 12 a.m. That's midnight to 8 a.m. So if we combine these two, we'll say from 11 p.m. So that means FOREX market open 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. for Asia session. Let's say it's this time you just want to scalp, depending on your time frame. Maybe you are busy, you work in an office. So, but it tends to be that this season market is choppy. Okay, so now what do you do? First, do you have a signal forum, maybe like on Plan B Express now or trading forum? You first go there. Is there any information? None. Okay. Number two, you have bekenet software. That's one of the leading software we're using for to generating signal for yourself. So you don't even need to wait for us. So now you go to your bekenet software. Now your bekenet software are giving some instrument. Now this is the counsel I'll give to you. Most instrument you should be checking this period should be instrument related to you know, JPY, AUD, and all of that. Look at Australian dollar and then AUD, right? So Japan, that's Japanese yen. Then you are talking about Australian dollar. So AUD JPY should be one of the major instrument probably, and then anything related to AUD or JPY and combination like that are the things you want to check. Now, fine, you have seen anyone anyway. Bekenet software have given you anyone. Let's say he has given you AUD Okay. Let's say Bekenet software have given you AUD So let's look for AUD for instance. AUD is that it here? No. AUD, even AUD USD. So because AUD will be active, right? USD may not be active. I just want to find. Okay, okay, look at AUD Now, this is AUD Assuming they gave you AUD to buy and whatever. Of course, your major time frame, as a day trader, should be 1 hour long, higher time frame or 4 hours higher time frame. So you want to check, but nevertheless, there's a need for you to check the opening of the day. That's one of your first routine. Okay, what's the opening of the day? You want to look at the candlestick. All right. So, like, if I take this now, I want to see that's the range, the daily range. That's the previous day close of the market, and that's the high of the market and the low of the market. These types of setup I don't normally like it because I like setup that open and first sweep maybe the low or whatever. You understand? So, but nevertheless, you have just seen, okay, this is AUD, JPY. Okay, do they give you signal to buy or to sell? But you now need to understand. So if we go back to 4 hours, so are you following? I'm just going to rush this one so that now if you go back to your routine now, so this is so. But if you look at 4 hour candle, okay, look at is this market a bullish market or a bearish market? Let's look at it on 4 hours. Now, ordinarily, this market was an uptrend initially, but it's already changed direction to an extent because you have to. I'm not going to all this detail because if I go there, it's going to waste my time. Now they will pick it sharp, sharp, sharp so that you can understand basically you're supposed to be doing. Now, so you now have to go first, then you now have to go to check the economic calendar. Are there news today that's going to be related to this? So that making this one the 2nd of October 2025. And also there is on Thursday unemployment claims, which is a very strong news, against the market generally, and of course, especially dollar and all of that. But if you want to trade this ACR session, for instance, look at AUD, no news around it, only CHEF, then JPY, no news around it. So that means it's going to be purely market structure, as it were. Okay. So then that means that you probably could look for maybe the opportunity, but look at the setup is not too beautiful. But depending if if you have woke up in the morning, then bekenet software have given you the signal, then you want to buy. But if you look at this market now, so it's going to rally up back to see a fair value gap. So at that point, you're looking for what are the area of interest, what can happen, where the market can travel to, and all of that. You want to check. Now, so if that is done, the next you want to do is that, okay, you have checked which instrument I'm going to pick. Remember, I've not picked anyone now because I'm just trying to see to fight them properly. Now, let's say I want to pick Euro USD or whatever. Sorry, because it depends on the signal your software gives to you is what you are going to stay to refine and follow and all of that. So you understand? And so for that, you want to be patiently waiting to watch how the market's going to go. Then so another thing you want to check is the strength index. Down the currency strength index. So you have this to see, okay, this is sentimental anyway. All right. So you have these, you have see, okay, look at US dollar is about to gain momentum. GBP is going to gain momentum. Also, can I combine GBP USD? That may be very difficult. All right. Now, even UD is able to go momentum. So, but look at JPY is flat. So, USD JPY. So, look at SZD and all of that. So, you know how to go. If I find one and then I just combine all of this, and you have to be very fast about this. Now, the market is dynamic, changes here and there. The next you want to do is to go back to check the trade you want to take. So let's say, let me just open one. I think I was trying to have open one here. Oh, wow. Hey, man, I forgot. So now this is SND JPY. I actually opened the SND JPY here. Now, so when I want to open it, let me just show you quickly what I did. What I did was this. Let me just show you what I did. What I did was this. I look at this market, right? And so maybe when I was giving the signal to trade the market and all of that. So when I look at this market, so you have to first of all, okay, so let's look at on them 4 hours or daily and all of that. Of course, you know what I just told you about the daily, about the 4 hours kind of a thing. All right. So now look at it. Let's go. Let me take off all of these things, okay? So that I would not be confused. Let me take off all of this. This is trading routine, okay? So what you're doing is just to do an aha effect and all of that. So now look at it. So let's go to daily. So on a daily, all right. So what I want to check on daily is to check the previous day high and low, right? So now you can see now I'm going to take my horizontal ray and I put here, look at the previous day high, right? And look at the previous day low. So that's the advantage of coming to market, the opening of the market like a trader share session. And this one is actually very good for people who work. Now, maybe especially if you're Nigerian or you live in London and all of that. So you can use your night session to make money. Do you understand? Now, if you look at it now, these are daily time frame. This market is actually, let's look at, I'm not able to go too much detail, but look at it now. So this is like the daily range, the previous day high and the previous day low, right? Now, so let's go quickly. I just want to do something very fast. Okay. So now this is the daily range, right? Okay. So as the market, you have marked the high and the low. Now, if you are doing, you come early in the morning. So all right, maybe anything from, so the market open 11 p.m., right? So that is a new day. So you come around, let's say 12. Let's say you come 12 instead of 1 a.m. You instead of 11 p.m. You come 12. Now at that 12, the market has opened this way, right? Let's look at it. Let's go this way. All right. At that 12, the market has opened. Look at it. Has swept this. This makes a lot of sense. You have made a lot of money. All right. So it has swept this thing. So if you look at it, when I come that the market has swept this point, okay. So here it will have been your entry point. So let's go to 4 hours. You're going to see the market dimension. All right. So go to 4 hours, for instance. So look at it. So go for 4 hours. Go for 4 hours. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We'll have network shake off. Okay. So we'll go to 4 hours, 4 hours or 1 hour, just whatever time. So now this is 4 hours. You see that you will have enjoyed this trade. I'm just giving you secrets. Some people say I don't trade Asia session and all of that. It all depends on what you do. You are working, you are busy, you don't have all the time to yourself and all of that. 4 hours come up now. What's going on? 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. So let me kindly refresh if it's going to be that. If it push us out, fine, but just need to show you what I'm showing you right now. So the routine, trading routine. So now this is 4 hours, right? Okay, so now You have checked news, there's nothing news around it and all of that. Now you will see that you will have been in this market early enough. That's the advantage of coming into the market early. All right, because you will have missed a lot of money before even the whole check off happening in the market and all of that. So now you can see in your 4 hours, you can see the market actually push out and all of that. Do you understand? The market push out on 4 hours. So if I go to 1 hour, probably to find a quick entry, because this is a kind of turning point. This market like in a turning point, right? So look at 1 hour candle. That was a very powerful one, right? The opening of the market. So this is 1 hour candle. All right. So this is the previous day low. Okay. All right. So it swept it. That's a good one. Now it's a long candle this way. So that means you're going to be going to your 15 minute or 5 minutes and all that to find a trade after the close of this candle. This is extremely bullish candle. Then that will have been the way I put stop loss now will have been your entry market, and then you can target here. So before anybody even wake up, you are done. You have made money. Very simple, right? So that's one of the advantage of waking up, and then of course taking specific instrument to trade, anything related to JPY, AUD, they're actually very more promising because that's their own market activities. Do you understand? All right, so now, so if we go here, the market closes here. So if I like, I'm just going to take a trade from here, or when you go back to 15 minutes or 30 minutes, stuff like that. Look at 30-minute market. You can see that even the market when it open, it jump and all of that. So now this one was too straightforward. So it was not too over technical, because if you're going to go more technical, you will now have to do just basic routine kind of a thing. Look at this. All right. So if you go to 5 minutes. All right. So if you go to 5 minutes, you can see the sweep of liquidity, the market, and all of that. So let's go to 1 minute. This does not have a very, very fantastic structure. You know that? Yeah, so because I am a structure person, okay? So you can see all the funny thing he did here and all of that. So you may not be able to really do a proper structure perhaps. So, but it has returned back to this zone. Then you are looking for a buy. Exactly where the stop loss is, that was the best buying opportunity if you were in the market early, right? You're now targeting this here. So that is where the whole thing now come to play. So, but we didn't come to market early. So we only came when the market has started moving. Now, when the market has started moving, see what really happened. I think I was not here on time. This is what not really happened. What really happened was this. As at the time I came now, the market has started moving. So you go to 15-minute time frame. So what you want to do is very simple. You want to look at it, look at the market from here to here. This is a high, this is a low. Do you get it now? This is another high. Okay. So this one broke this structure. So a break of structure and create another high here. Okay. So since another high was created there, where you come, you are supposed to enter, right? The market was already shaking. So what you do is now you go take your Fibonacci retracement, you take from this low to this high. And when you take from this low to this high, you want to look at a point for entry opportunity, and then you want the market to come down and tell you that, okay, I'm exhausted, and look at it. Most important place that people always love to have a plus entry is usually 50% retracement and 61%. So which means you are marking here to here, but mostly you need to mark from 38, because market can return back there and then wouldn't do what you're looking for. So now, as the market just touched here, that was a very wonderful one if you're actually following. Now, if you go down to a lower time frame, we'll have done another routine, but I'm not going to go into this detail. You know the routine, how to do it. I've taught many of us how to do those routine and all of that. Check to see market structure shift, even from your point of interest, or you have chart pattern and all of that. And then the market has shown you. So now, if you are now entering market from here, for instance, because you come in, and another thing is that this market is still looking very dangerous. Do you know why it's looking dangerous? Because this bounce didn't get convinced. You know why? We have a fair value gap. So that's another dangerous aspect. That means this market is still going to come down. How? Okay, look at this point. Look at this point to this point. Do you see this point I'm marking now? Okay. This point I'm marking now is, let me just paint it so that you can see it properly. This point I just marked now is called fair value gap. 15-minute fair value gap, FVG. Now, market has actually touched a 50% ratio. Now, the 60%, the 60% level is inside the fair value gap. So most time, even when you check your this thing inside the fair value cap, so the market's supposed to come back here, right? And then mitigate this because this become another block. Look at this one, this last candle before this engulfing. So we become another block. So this market's supposed to come back and mitigate this fair value gap. So if it come to mitigate, that's when a proper entry setup supposed to happen. You get it now? So now, if that is the case, so what do I do? So the case the market come down. Very simple. Now you have entered the market. So the market come down. You are now going to find you're not going to find a trade inside this place. But not just find the trade, there's a pattern you still need to check, right? To enter the market. So here, once they enter the market, but now let's do a practical example of what we have done because I've already entered the market from this point, and then you see that. So what happened is I've entered the market, but assuming now the market was going to come down here, we said market may not necessarily feel everything. So chances are there that it will only come to 50% filling. And so if it's going to come to 50% filling, you take another instrument called Gambox. I've already done my setting. Then you look at it, Gambox. So when you place this Gambox, you see that it didn't give you this thing. You are going to do the setting. So you click on the setting of this Gambox. So what I do on this gambas, I'm only needing 0. So I'm going to take 38. I needed 0, 1, and 50. So remove all of this. Then this inside, this background, you remove it. Now, so I uncheck this so that I want to just have the label at the right point. Right? So I'll check everything here, everything here, everything here, everything here, everything here, everything here. Remove everything, all this background, take them off. Do you get it now? So I'm going to do this. So I click on OK. You see now? So I've done this. Very simple, right? Have you seen what I've done? So that means when the market come here, 50% is where I want to enter from. So I will have to take my entry, right? So, and I will now go to my risk reward ratio, that is long, and I put on this 50. Then my stop loss supposed to be below this long candle that caused this fair value gap. So below here. So that means, I create tolerance for that. So perhaps instead of just putting it is immediately below, and unfortunately that is the structure. So I probably can take it below here because this is another liquidity that market will come from. So when I push the market this way, now the first target I'm going to be targeting is 1:2 risk reward though. So and I say, okay, if that's the case, to push this way, right? So 1:2, is it up to that? No, 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 no. Look at it, look at it, look at it. So let's go very fast. Okay. So this is 1:2 risk reward, right? So now what we're going to check is that, okay, what is your stop loss point? It's about 16 pips. So for tolerance, now I can put 20 pips, okay? 20 pips because of the, what do they call it? Margin, the difference in when you enter what the broker is going to be collecting from you. So very simple. So what do? I go ahead and look at it, okay, 20 pips. So sometimes if it's a swing trader, say, take how many pips? Tell me. I say, instead of that, take 30 or 50 pips. Bekenet software suggests 80 pips. So it now depends on what you're doing. So if you look at this account, this is Profem account. It's a challenge account that have passed, but you don't need to trade recklessly. Now, the rule I give is that this is $50,000 account, and maybe daily drawdown. If your daily drawdown is 3%, or your daily drawdown is 5%. So let's say your daily drawdown is 3%. So you're now going to go look at this portal here. So 3% of $50,000 will be how much? So you quickly do your arithmetic or calculation, as it were. So you now say $50,000. That should be 1.5, if I'm not mistaken, multiply by 0.03. That's about $1,500. So you come here, right, and type $1,500. Now, so if since it's 3%, it's 3%. I want you to use 3% of the 3%. So you put 3%. What is your stop loss? So let's say it's 20, or let's say it's 25 or 30. So you put 25. This is now. Then you click on calculate. Okay? Click on calculate. Now, as I calculate, say use 0.2. Okay? So that means you are risking $45. Since you use 0.2, you are risking $5 at $45 to make $90. So you are going to use 0.2. So in that using 0.2, 0.26, so you are going to use 0.13, something like that, or 0.15, stuff like that. So now you go to your trade. So you go to your trade. So look at it, go to your trade, and then you are entering the market. You go to this. So you now say 0.13. Okay, can you see now? 0.13, and then you click on buy. I'm already in position. I will use 0.1 here. Let's see how much profit I've made so far. So I make just $2, $2, that's $5. So let's say let's add this one because, okay, 0.13. Okay, you see it now? So, but maybe what I'll do, if the market can return back to that, return back to this. So 0.13, why am I using 0.13? It has to use 0.26. So I want to open market in two positions instead of one. So you see, I'll just add this one, whatever thing wants to do, it's for trading. So I now add the 0.13, and then immediately you have done this, you check your routine back and all of that. Then you put your stop loss, you do everything, and then you are waiting. Now, listen, once you have done this, your own is to just monitor what's happening in the market, what's the trend of activities and all of that, so that you know when to enter market properly. You understand? So you don't just jump into the market. Now, Bekenet software give me this trade to enter, right? Was it wrong? No, it was not wrong. People who came in early, they could see where to enter on time. But me, I say, no, I have to do just to refinement. That's why right now, when will it be mature? Now, it has come to fair value gap, right? So assuming I enter that time, now this one too have come to fill the fair value gap. We want to see a reaction, a return of the market, right? So I want to see a return of this market, giving me a bullish confirmation. But how will it give when Euro USD, when DXY itself is now returning bullish? Okay, so let's refresh this. Okay, SND is still bullish, the only one still bullish. But USD now is about to be bullish. And then where's Euro? Look at Euro. Okay, so it can be very, very, no, these are sentimental anyway. So based on sentiment, just like survey people do, and then that's not a kind of practical market analysis, right? So it's not as if you're going to depend on it. Just not to have an idea of where its major kind of sentiment, right, around a particular peers and all of that. But you can see that what's it called? The US dollar is about to gain momentum back, and the euros like weakening gradually and all of that. Do you understand? So, but this one we have done now. So if I check this one we have done, this is NZDJPY. Okay, NZDJPY. So if I search for NZDJPY on my chart, no, you just go to your MT5 and you can see the market clearly, because Bekenet have given you this. You are just trying to now be modest in what you are doing. So you can see now, you can see where good. So you can see I even did this here. So instead to enter, I just wait a retracement back to this point, and then before finding an entry. Like I told you, there's still a gap on fill. That makes it dangerous. Now, why is it going to be dangerous? When maybe London session open, chances are there at that point. So you are going to see a high of Asian session. All right, let me show you here. Let me show you here. So this is just basic routine. If you take your time like this, so even when you hit stop loss, you won't cry unnecessarily. Do you get it now? Even if you hit stop loss. So what's going to happen now is that if you look at this market now, I can tell you what may happen when London session open. Because if you see, if we have been around, yeah, look at market open, that was why, Bekenet software gave you to buy. We'll have been in this trade to this point. That is a big money, right? Or even the pullback for Asia session, because you can see that probably this was Sydney that opened here. So in the Asia session, will have been in and make a lot of money. Now, chances are there that what's going to happen, this market may continue going up, but check when London session open, you are going to see, I'm talking now this 2nd of October, London session open by 8 a.m. Nigeria local time, or even when the Frankfurt, now that's German, open. you're going to see that the market will sweep this high and then come back to fill this fair value gap, When it comes to fill it, if the market is meant to get that momentum for continuation, after filling it, it will now continue to go up. Okay, so that's one of the things. So, but before those filling and not filling, somebody has already made a lot of money. That's the advantage of waking up early, right? And follow the market as they present opportunity to you. So let's look at this market now. That means I'm on profits on about just $6. I'm just showing you a kind of experiment now. So you're supposed to go to MT5. So when they say enter market, just little refinement will help you a lot to actually be profitable. So, but your calculation must be purely done based on what's your equity. So now somebody will ask me, assuming I'm trading $100, what should I do? Very fine. Thank you for the question. So you are coming back here, you put $100 here, and then you go down. How much should you be risking your $100? Now, one of the things that the disadvantage of small money trading, right? The disadvantage of small money trading is that it's going to expose you to much risk. So that means you should be risking up to like 5 or 10%. So if you are risking 5%, and then your stop loss is what? Is 25 pips. So you calculate. So let's calculate. But that okay, say what you can use is 0.02. So let's just round it up, 0.3. Sorry, 0.03. So that means you are advised to use 0.01. 0.01. So you can just go to 0.01, two places. It's okay for currency, but for gold, don't try that. For gold, don't try it. For gold, don't try it. Because even for you to be able to refine gold, look at gold, for you to be able to refine gold, trading with $100, refine gold, and then to see 25 pips in gold, it's very rare. So you may be seeing gold at like 120 pips. All right? 120 pips, or yes, or 120 pips, or let's say 100 pips, or 70, 80 pips. So if it's 80 pips, you can see bekenet standard now. So that is 800 points. So let's calculate. You can't see it. Can you see now? Very, very small. You can. This is nano. How do you go about it? So, because that is 80 points, 80 pips. So now that means, all right, sorry for the network interruption. So I'm done anyway, because if it still jack us out. So if you're using 5% now, then you calculate. It seems very awkward. Can you see now? So that means even if you are trading gold and you have this thing, maybe the maximum stop loss supposed to be having is 30 pips. So let's look at it. So 30 pips. So anything that's more than 30 pips, just run away. So you're supposed to be looking for 20, 30 pips. So 200 point, 20, 30 pips. So you can now go to 0.01 instead of that 0.02 they are even suggesting for you. You get it now. So trading gold, that means you are going to be trading gold as a scalper. And to trade gold as a scalper, you must be a good trader. You must be a good trader. You must really know how to analyze market properly. You see some of the signal I give. Okay, so you can see this trade now is already running. Okay, now it's already running well, massively. Yeah. So we're $10 profit. Now, so if I want to take profits, taking profits up, So sometimes it's from Fibonacci retracement, I was able to find an entry. I take profit at this thing you are seeing here, 23, 50, and in that order. Okay. So for you to actually trade gold and maximize like this kind of a thing, man, you're going to really work. Yeah. What do I mean that you're going to really work? You have to settle down. Okay. Now, so Euro USD is as if we're going to have a kind of entry. So Euro USD, GBP, USD, we're going to have entry. So let me go to this place and actually show you other things. I remember I taught us about supporting tool for you to trade. Two major supporting tool I gave to everybody was trend and momentum. Trend and momentum supporting tool. So let's look at it. Let me close this one so that we can see plain chart. So one of the strong supporting tool I give to us, MACD or RSI. So look at MACD. Do you understand? So if you look at my MACD, at the time, even your bekenet software was giving you signal, MACD was crossing now. Look at it. All of this place, I don't like why I love to the MACD is that when market is ranging, you will see that it will not give any good momentum. Just avoid such market until you have good trending kind of activities. Now, moving average, 50 moving average is okay for you. All right. 50 moving average is okay for you, but you are not waiting for it because many people say, I wait for when they say moving average cross. You will have delayed your entry proper. Remember what we've done, daily low, the previous day low, right? And we have done. And so you have seen that the market crossed it. All you need is that sweep of liquidity of the previous day and return back to the range. That was at this aggressive one here. And now, so my entry will have been here inside this box at the close of this positive candle. Or so if you look at even go back to 5 minutes, maybe just refining it down to as low as possible. Come up, come up, come up. You're wasting our time. So can see this daily routine. So sometimes is the way we do things that really actually affect our trading, outcome because we're so in a haste. Instead of the waiting, we don't wait. We are so in a haste. That's the truth. Oh. This network is messing up. Aha. Problem don't come. So I try to refresh my page. Okay. So now this is what I told us. So like this is 5 minutes, right? So now let's go. So you can see the 5 minutes, right? So very simple. So let's close this point. So it gives us better thing. Now, so ordinarily, if you're if you look at your MACD, okay. So now, okay. So like what I told you, so waking up the day, and then that's taking out that low, and then return back to the range. Look at this. So what matters to you? These are engulfing candles. So you don't need too much story. Your entry will have been here, and that means you see what I said. Waking up, then at the close of this candle, your stop loss will be here, right? This is not gold. This is trendy. Now look at your MACD. It's aligning with your decision. Look at it. It's aligning with your decision because you come at the right time. So you need to understand timing is very important in trading. All right. So MACD align with me now. So, but not yet even cross my 50 moving average. It's not a problem because you really know what you are doing. And then look at it. At that point now, moving from range to range. Now, so this is almost 1:2 risk reward because the candle of the previous day was so small. So let's now go here and take it up to 1:2 risk reward. So 1:2 risk reward is over here. So that means by the time some other market opens and all of that, then you will have been in the profit. So what's the stop loss? This is 30 pips, guys. So that means if you go to let's say you are on 100K challenge account and your so 100K challenge account. So your daily drawdown is 3%. That's 3K. And then I say risk 3% of it. And then your pips is 30 pips. So let's say 35 this time around because of the charges. Oh, sorry. It's not good. I'm looking for. Sorry. What does it is that this one is 3 pips. So this is SZDJPY. Sorry. Okay, because if you use gold like that, it's going to give you wrong calculation. So yeah, very fantastic. So I'm risking $90. So 1 ratio, 2 risk reward times 2. So first minimum target. So that means you're using 0.3 lot size. So if you now 0.3 lot size, can now use 0.1 in 3 places. Okay. So 0.1 in 3 places. So you open the trade, and then probably maybe you open one at first or two at a go. Then when the market has crosses maybe your 50 moving average, then you open the second one because like this now, a pullback to it, you open another one, that second, or sequentially one, pullback, two, another pullback, three, right? So at that point, this one, so at this point, the market is close to maybe your take profit one. Mostly if it's a market that is well arranged, you are going to check you are going to move your stock. Oh my word. I say we're entering Euro USD and I'm forgetting. Sorry for the big. Okay. Euro USD. Oh my God. I really messed up. Euro USD and GBP USD. Okay, so if you look at Euro USD now, so can see here. So if I'm entering Euro USD here now, so look at what I'm going to do. So my entry point, my stop loss below this, okay? My take profits, 1 ratio, 2 risk reward, or targeting this because it's a key level. But let's say 1 ratio, 2 risk reward. So what is my stop loss? 16 pips, right? Or I can just go below this to make it more considerably good. Okay, that's what I will do. Then I go back to my market. Oh, this one is booming. So since I already have trade running, so there's no need giving myself unnecessary stress. Just allow the trade to run. But so if it's now new market to open, so we're already $19 profit. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you trade and then do your daily routine. I hope everybody have just learned what I put us through just now. It's very important. And so you don't rush your trade. If when the signal is given, when you know basic routine, it will further enhance your profitability. And you see what I did? Checking this, checking that, and all of that. So if you still check that, what do they call it? Currency meta, or what is it? Sorry about that. So you can see SND is still strong and AUD is strong. So that means these are two major. So this market, that's New Zealand. Okay. So AUD, of course, that's supposed to be session. So if you now check AUD card or AUD JPY, it will have been a very another nice opportunity for you, right? So now, so I listen to people say they don't trade Asia session, but for me, Asia session is less volatile. So for beginner, I think it can be a very good market for a beginner to even trade because that's what they say. I don't trade Asia session because it's choppy, fine, and all of that, but it's because you are trading a wrong instrument at the wrong market. Now you are trading GBP USD. So imagine you are trading GBP USD in Asia session. What is the correlation? GBP, Great Britain, pounds, that is London, and USD, that is New York, that's US. So why are you trading a different market in a different zone? So who will participate? You are taking goods and services to a country that are sleeping, or you are taking a sleeping country product to an active market. They don't know it. They don't recognize it. You understand? So until you take a market that is being recognized as an environment, then that's when you are going to enjoy what you're supposed to enjoy. I'm sure if you listen and watch this video, you're going to really help yourself in your trading instead of those guesswork you have been doing or complaining that this strategy is not working and all that. For those of you who are within my ecosystem, pay attention more. You want to join my FOREX inner accord. It only costs $500. The promo is still on. Then you can inbox me. I put you there. It's all about strategy. I don't do any other thing apart from strategy there. Just teach you how to look at the market and tell the market, hey, stay here. Yeah, you can't control the market though. You can control your emotion to fit into the market. So, but I listen to people who complain, the market is not working, the trade here, I don't know. It's not true because you are trading a wrong asset in the right market, and then the right market in the wrong asset. So these are the issues most of us face, and that's why we're not profitable. All right, so pay attention. If you have any question, you can ask me, and then we can rock together. My name is Felix. Look at the comment section and click on the link there so that you can take advantage of all of those important things we have. Bekenet software, they register on capitalxtend, and so that we show you how to make profits. You want to join our copy trading, is still available. You don't struggle to get money every day. Thank you very much. My name is Felix. I'm the team leader of Plan B Express. Bye for now.